What's up guys, it's Meg and welcome back to Meg After Dark. Today we're talking more predictions for The Walking Dead Season 7 mid-season finale coming in 2 days, Sunday. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe that it's here already. I'm kind of freaking out, you guys. I'm so excited for it, but like the long hiatus is before us. I mean, it's not the long one, but it's long enough, right? I don't want to be without our Walking Dead. So today, I'm talking about my favorite person, Carol and Morgan and the Kingdom, and what part they're playing in the mid-season finale. Hey guys, this is just a quick interruption to the video you're currently watching. I intended this video to just be about Carol and Morgan and the Kingdom. Towards the end of the video, I started doing a bunch of mini predictions, and then I kind of had this oh my gosh moment where I think basically I predict how the mid-season finale is gonna end with a cliffhanger, and I really want you guys to see it. So because this is a really long video and I know that not everyone watches all the way through my videos because they're very long, I thought that I would just interrupt this video and put the end section with the cliffhanger like theory at the beginning here. So that's why it kind of doesn't make sense, you know? I just wanted to tell you that. So back to your regularly scheduled predictions video. Thank you very much. Rosita, oh man, she's gonna do something bad, I think. I sort of feel like this is what's gonna happen is Spencer's gonna die. Negan is gonna be loading up the supplies, and Rosita with her one lone bullet is gonna like maybe attack or shoot at Negan and try to kill him and take him out. You know, she seems very the first image of the promo there where she's just that look on her face and she has nothing left to lose. And that is a scary thing when a character has nothing left to lose. And I kind of feel like that'll be like she will shoot at Negan, and that'll be kind of like very close to the end scene there. I also think that Aaron and Rick are going to find not only guns, not only a bunch of ammunition on the boat. I think they'll both survive the lake of walkers, even though it'll be very scary. I think they're gonna find a bunch of ammunition and guns and things that will help them fight against Negan, but I also think they're gonna find something else like food or some sort of supplies that they can give to Negan, because we do see a moment where Negan is loading up all of the stuff, and it appears that Aaron and Rick have brought back something to give to him. I can't imagine if they found all of these weapons that they would just give them all to Negan. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like maybe they hid them. They probably hid them somewhere. They probably didn't bring them back, you know, obviously because we see the truck that they were in being unloaded by the Saviors. So the Saviors wouldn't have had a chance to come back to Alexandria and take the guns out and hide them. So they would have had to hide them on the way back. At least that's what I'm hoping. Come on, Rick, don't let me down. Hopefully Aaron can talk some sense into him. But I think that, where was I going with that? I just lost my train of thought though. I guess my point is that what Rick sees at the end of the episode is going to spur him on to attack the Saviors the rest of the way. He's going to come back to Alexandria. He's going to see Negan with his family, with Judith, with Carl, and then he's going to see Spencer killed right in front of his eyes. And we see this sad Rick where he's just got tears in his eyes. And I think that's going to be the final straw for him. He's done everything that Negan has asked. He goes and he gets more supplies, and he gave all the guns, and he even took Michonne's gun and he gives it all to Negan, and then Negan still kills someone from Alexandria. And granted, that someone was trying to turn on Rick, but even though Spencer was trying to turn on Rick, Rick would not have wanted him killed, especially by Negan. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like seeing all of that is going to be the last straw for him. And then I kind of feel like Rosita's going to come in and shoot at them, or something's going to happen, something. And maybe, wouldn't it be amazing if the end scene was Rosita attacking, maybe they don't have any other ammunition, and maybe she kills someone, and Negan lines them all up and says, well, somebody has to die now. And right before, because this was a comic scene, and not in the same way, but a comic scene was they were all lined up ready, somebody was gonna get Lucille again, and then Jesus came to the rescue, and he basically like started attacking, and it kind of made like this uproar, commotion, and the rest of our group was able to escape. And so maybe that would fit in with the theory that Jesus did get on the truck and stay on the truck and follow, you know, go back to Alexandria with Carl and Negan, because the end scene could be everyone was lined up to be Lucille again, to be Lucilled again, and then it's just cut to black and it's a cliffhanger, like, oh my gosh, someone else is gonna get Lucilled. Ah, that's a good prediction. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. So we got a new promo, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not. I'm gonna put a link to that promo in the description of this video. So far I've only seen it on Twitter, and the AMC Walking Dead Twitter account posted it, and it was a promo of Carol getting a couple visitors at her house. And also there was a brief portion, actually it wasn't that brief, in the main promo for the mid-season finale. We hear Richard, who is one of the Kingdom's knights, very close to Ezekiel. I believe that's his name, right? Richard. And we hear his voice kind of over the top of the promo. So I wanted to talk about what part, you know, what is Richard doing visiting Carol, and then talking to Morgan, and it sounds like he's trying to convince them to potentially help fight against the Saviors, and that's actually really exciting to me, because I feel like all of our groups here are building up to fighting against the Saviors, okay? So we have Rick's group at Alexandria, and Rick is still trying to conform, he's still trying to get supplies for Negan, but you know that it's moving in that direction where something is going to trigger him, and I believe that something is going to happen in the mid-season finale, that's going to trigger him and make him decide ultimately, like, no way, we're not going to do this anymore, we're going to fight back. And I feel like that's also kind of where the Kingdom is going as well, is that something has to happen here to make them decide to fight back. And I love this storyline with Richard, because, you know, the way we first met the Kingdom in the comics is not the same way we're really meeting them here in the television show. And I love this kind of unknown aspect that they're bringing here. And Richard, we don't know much about him. He, I will tell you, like, he didn't really make that much of an impression on me in episode 2. I liked him, but I wasn't like, it wasn't like Jerry, you know, like you loved Jerry when you met him. But I really like him in these previews. So to start out, in this promo, Carol is sitting on her couch reading in her home. She's made it very cozy. She has a little fire going. She seems very content. She hears something at the front door, and it is Morgan dropping off food. Now he doesn't stay, he doesn't want to bother her, he's leaving, and she calls him back, and she's basically like, I don't even know that she really knows why she called him back, but she calls him back and she says, how are you? Well, she doesn't say that at first. First she says, like, people don't seem to be able to leave me alone. I don't need any fruit and vegetables. I already have all these. Well, Ezekiel's been visiting her as well, we find out, which I love that. I love it. I love where it's going. And she goes, people just can't seem to realize that I want to be left alone. And he's like, whoa, you're the one who called me back. I was trying to leave you alone. And so, you know, I love this interaction between them. I love Morgan. And then Morgan's about ready to leave. She's like, okay, well, you can go now. And he's about ready to leave, and he opens the door, and there's Richard with more food. And at first I was like, oh, Richard wants to talk to Morgan, you know, about, you know, he's seen Morgan fight with his staff. He wants to talk to Morgan about fighting back against the Saviors. And then I realized in this promo, he says, oh, I didn't realize you were going to be here too, Morgan. Well, that's good, because I wanted to talk to both of you. But he was coming to visit Carol first. And so I asked myself, I was like, why would he want to visit Carol first? He hasn't really had much, if any, interaction with her that I'm aware of, besides meeting her when she first came to the kingdom. And so I want to tell you, in the regular promo, we hear Richard's voice saying, and this is when he's already sat down at the table. I'll put in some images here to kind of help bring this reference to you. He says, I know what the saviors are and I know what they do. They cannot be trusted. Well, obviously, but he says it with such conviction, and you almost wonder, I mean, he looks very upset when he's saying this in this image here that I'm showing you. And you have to wonder if maybe something happened to someone, you know, at the kingdom at their latest drop off for the saviors. I don't know, it just makes you like, you know that he doesn't necessarily agree with Ezekiel just going along with the saviors. You know that. So Morgan says, what exactly are you asking? And I love that because both Morgan and Carol have kind of taken this stance of not wanting to kill anymore, not wanting to like be involved in that kind of thing, especially Carol, And over the top of the promo, again, it says, if we don't do something now, things will go bad, and when they do, we will lose everything. And this is, again, Richard trying to convince Carol and Morgan. And so I was like, well, what is his motivation in coming to Carol first? I mean, he realizes Morgan's there, and he's willing to talk to Morgan too, but he came to Carol first. And my thought is that maybe he thinks that she is going to be able to be the one to convince Ezekiel to fight back. He may see that Ezekiel is visiting her often, is trying, you know, that they're growing closer in a way. You know, obviously Carol is still very standoffish. I can't imagine she's really trying or putting in any effort to make a relationship with Ezekiel at all. I feel like Ezekiel's kind of forcing himself into her life, you know, whether she wants him to be there or not, and just very slowly, you know. But I feel like maybe Richard sees that and is thinking that he can use Carol to kind of talk to Ezekiel. And I also feel like maybe, you know, Morgan as well, Morgan, you know, Richard knows that they came from another group, I think, and I don't know how much Morgan has divulged. It didn't sound like he told them very much, but maybe Richard has guessed that Morgan has come from another group. Maybe he's just asking, do you have a way to help us? Is there anything that you can do? And maybe Morgan will divulge that there is Alexandria, there is Rick, you know, that there is potentially help somewhere else. And I just feel like this thing with Richard is really kind of leading up to, and Morgan and Carol leading up to somehow maybe Morgan leading Richard back to Alexandria. And then obviously we need Morgan and Carol to realize what has happened to Glenn and Abe and, you know, and Denise, and to see everything that's happened since they left, because a lot has happened and a lot of people have died. And I feel like finding out that Glenn and Abe have been killed and that people she loves has died, I feel like might just make Carol be willing to get back into the fight, you know? I mean, she doesn't want to, but knowing that these traumatic, horrific things have happened might just be the thing that pulls Carol back to her, to a different version of her former self. You know, she won't be as ruthless, but I feel like it might be enough to pull her out of this kind of funk that she's living in right now, where she's wanting to be left alone completely. And, you know, let me know what you guys think about that. Why is Richard visiting Carol and Morgan? We do see another scene in the main promo where Richard is entering an RV that's hidden in the woods. It's kind of camouflaged with branches and leaves and things, and I'm really curious as to what that is. I kind of have a feeling maybe Richard is stockpiling something there. I mean, it's definitely hidden. I almost imagine that it could be something that's even hidden from Ezekiel. Maybe it has a stockpile of ammunition, or maybe there's food in there, something like that, that, you know, maybe just something useful in attacking or fighting back with the saviors. But I think that Richard knows that they would need more manpower, just like how Alexandria, I think, is going to find out that they're going to need more manpower in order to fight back at Negan, because Negan's group is so large. So I kind of feel like Richard's going to ask Morgan for help, and Morgan will, you know, he's been wanting to get back to Alexandria. He has, and yet he's stayed there because Carol has stayed at the kingdom. And so he hasn't made his way back. But you know that that was his original intention in coming to the kingdom, was to get Carol well, and he told her, and to get back to Alexandria. When she refused to go, I think he still feels indebted to her, you know, where he needs to still watch over her. But this meeting with Richard might be enough to kind of spur him on to return to Alexandria with Richard in tow, or to maybe just get Rick and bring Rick to the kingdom, and then while doing that, find out that Glenn and Abe have died and all of these, you know, horrible things have happened. Okay, I'm gonna cut this video here because it's already getting long. Just a couple predictions here. I am gonna throw in this prediction that y'all know already, but just in case I can't make another video before Sunday, I think the only one main death that we're gonna see in the season finale, the mid-season finale, is gonna be Spencer's death. It's a given. The way they're playing Spencer right now, and Spencer's trying to get in good by bringing back all of those goods and giving them to the saviors. He's trying to really like make an effort. He wants to probably meet up with Negan, and he's gonna throw Rick under the bus 100%. He's already been talking about that to Gabriel. It's a given, 100%. Spencer is going to die, and spoiler alert, the way he's going to die is getting his guts ripped out. Iconic scene from the comics. I'm so excited to see it come to life. I hope they show it all too. But I really think that'll be the one death in the mid-season finale. I don't think anyone else will die. If you haven't watched yet, I did do a separate predictions video about Daryl and how he's going to escape. We also have this Michonne thing happening where Michonne is headed towards Michonne is headed towards the sanctuary, or so she thinks. Now, she has taken this woman hostage and she is a savior, but you know, as we have seen with the previous satellite compound, all of these people know that they cannot give away Negan's location. They can't. They are Negan. Like, they would die before telling them where Negan is. Just like we saw at the satellite station, that man died saying he was Negan. And he was willing to die to protect Negan because he knew that leading anyone back to where Negan really is, or divulging who Negan really is, would result in his death as well anyways, or something even worse. He would be, you know, on the fence forever, guarding the sanctuary. Like, these people know that under no circumstances are they to give away Negan's location. And so I really don't think that this woman is driving Michonne to the actual sanctuary. I mean, what do you think? Do you think she's actually gonna show up there? Maybe. I could be totally wrong. Maybe this girl is weaker than some of the other people who were, you know, some of the other saviors that were guarding the satellite station. You know, maybe she is truly scared and would bring her to the sanctuary. You know, I don't know. Oh, it's a scary thing to think about, isn't it? I have no idea what Michonne is doing. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what your predictions are for the mid-season finale of season 7 in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day. Bye.